OK, Amanda, we've just had a picture in of the reporter who has been shot, Alison Parker. She was shot alongside her cameraman, Alison Parker. We've got a tweet here from Cameron O. Austin, who tweeted around 5 or 6 minutes ago to say that Alison Parker was a JMU grad and Adam, presumably the cameraman, was a Virginia Tech grad. He said, I worked beside both of them, the nicest people you could meet, just in shock. And I guess that pretty much sums it up, doesn't it, Amanda? Reporters in America do go into these dangerous situations. A lot of rioting been happening across the states for various different reasons recently, but this is just a reporter and a cameraman out on what seemed a routine report.
Yeah, there have been some very high-level risky situations with riots in the likes of Ferguson over the past months, and thankfully it hasn't resulted in a loss of life in those sometimes very tense situations. So the fact that this was certainly something far more laid back in terms of the way they were delivering their news piece this morning at 6:45. It had a very light tone about it, and the police said that there was certainly no risk in terms of what they were doing. They wouldn't have felt any danger going into a situation that was in a safe area and that was talking about, you know, something that was relatively not trivial, but certainly not anything contentious, not anything controversial. And then for this to happen, you see their reaction, and obviously hearing the shots was one of shock. And this is a newsroom trying to really come to terms with what has happened here to two of their members of staff. And I did speak to the newsroom to try and get more information about what had happened. And I asked them, you know, how are they? And this was at the point where it hadn't been confirmed that both of them had been killed. And there was a very lengthy silence. And I got the impression that they knew at that point how they were and that the tragedy had happened. And obviously that's going to be incredibly difficult for them to come to terms with in a situation where it was just their morning news show, and the last thing they would be expecting in a very safe environment is for two of their staff, two journalists, a videographer and a reporter, to be killed in this shooting. The person who fired those shots hasn't been found yet. This will be a huge police operation as that news comes out that two people have been killed during a live broadcast as they were just doing their jobs as part of the morning news show.